Hey everybody, what's up? John the Conqueror here, and I wanted to give my thoughts on the Mafex Batman from Batman vs Superman. Figure that I wasn't too sure about when I first bought because I thought he looked really skinny, but let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about is the material, the texture that they decided to go with on the suit. It's freaking awesome, dude. It feels, the texture on it. They did a very good job with the sculpt. And the detail, and I don't want to be feeling Batman up here, but it feels so cool, and I mean it does do a great job of replicating kind of what you saw in the movie. As you can see, even in the back, they even went ahead and they put work, man. Mafex did a nice job as far as the detail goes on the suit, and it really shows. Now, the most important part, my favorite thing about this figure is the articulation. You can see the head moves up and down. That's how far he can look down, how far he can look up. The arms, he's on a ball joint here that can go up about this much to the side, can go completely around. Bend there at the elbow. The wrist can be well articulated. Just make sure you push that in. That's very sharp there. They did a nice job painting that gold. And then the waist, you can see he has an ab crunch. Now what's impressive is he can go back that much, which is pretty cool. Like if he's diving at enemies or whatever, you can get him in a nice pose. You can twist him around. He has nice torso movement. You can even spin him completely around. And then in the waist, you can move him side to side there. As you can see, the legs have the pull-out method, which not trying to sound gross or anything, but that's what I've heard. It's called the pull-out method. So you can get more articulation there. You pull them both out. You see, you can bend them. You can bend his knees about that far back. He could sweet chin music somebody for sure, man. Look at that super kick. Make Shawn Michaels jealous, man. He could do a split. That's how far he can split. He's a well articulated figure, and that's my favorite part about him. That's the reason I love him as much as I do. His ankle, you can move it up and down. It has a nice ankle pivot. His little toe has great articulation. Of course, you can move the ankle side to side, just like it's just pretty standard stuff nowadays. The articulation's on point, and like I said, that's why I'm liking him so far. Now I want to talk about the cape for a second. It's a wired cape. The wires are down the side, and what I find cool about it is that you can angle it, so you can pose them in different positions like I just did right here. And he comes with a base standard. Nobody wants to see a base, guys, so but as I was talking about the cape, you can do some nice work with the cape, so I like that. If he's like jumping from the air, it looks pretty good. So next thing, guys, most important thing, another important thing in my opinion is how well he does look like Ben Affleck. He really does. As you can see, when you get him, depending on what shots you're doing, he looks really good. He looks a lot, like Ben Affleck, and I think they did a good job, even though I wish they would have added a 5 o'clock shadow. But if you're taking pictures of him from the side, you're posing him from the side, you put him on your shelf, he looks like Ben Affleck. So they did a good job on that. Now let's look at the accessories, guys. The first accessory here is that signature machine gun, which we saw in BvS. They sculpted it really well, put a lot of detail into it. You can see the grenade launcher part here. That's pretty cool, and they did a nice job there. Another accessory is a grapple gun. It has a lot of detail for it being so small. It even has the spear shots there. I don't know what they're called, but they did a nice job there. The handle's cool. I like it a lot. I dig it. It's really well made. Next thing he brought that I still haven't really used, but I guess they needed to include it. I'm sorry, no. We're talking here about the Batarang. The Batarang is awesome. Nice little detail in it, but my only complaint is that they only put one in the package. Now, this is what I was referring to earlier on. Some kind of gas grenade here. I haven't really used it, and I don't remember him using it in the movie. Now, let's take a look at, he brings maybe 3 different pair of hands, I think, yeah, and they're well detailed. You can see the gold knuckles there on them. They did a great job there, though. That's a fist. spare hands that he brings. And he brings these that it's so that he can hold the batarang or do the bat, the 1960s bat dance. Then he brings the grip hand. Well, these are more like a open hand so that he can, if you want to put him holding someone by the neck or something like that, open hand. So it's pretty good. And then this hand is the one that you're gonna stick the batarang in, that it's gonna hold the batarang. And you can see it does a good job of holding it. It really does. Not a bad job, even though I put it backwards here. Let me put it the right way. It does a very, very good job of holding it in place, and I dig it. It's probably my favorite hand to use besides, the standard fist. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, guys, very important, when you're changing the hands, be very careful, because this little peg right here is very, very small. And I mean, with my gorilla hands, I'm so scared to break it, dude. So be careful, be very gentle, because you don't want to break anything. And as you can see here, I'm having a tough time even putting on his hand, and it's because I'm trying to be gentle. I'm trying, not to force it, not to bend the peg, not to break it, God forbid. But once you get it in there, it's pretty snug. You want to make sure you push it all the way in to hide the peg in the wrist, and it has well articulated, so it's pretty good once you get it in there. And like I was talking about, this is the hand with those two fingers. You can do the bat dance, or you can even get him to say, I'm watching you. So you're gonna see here in a second, Batman's watching you. Alright guys, so overall, when I first got it, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I was way wrong. The articulation won me over, the detail on the costume won me over, and you know what? When you have it in hand, he's not that skinny, guys. I thought at first he was gonna be too skinny, but I really, really dig him. Like I said, the articulation won me over, and if you're thinking about picking him up, I recommend that you do. I give him an 8.5 out of 10. If I had to put a grade on him, go out and buy them. You can probably find them on Amazon right now for about between $38 and $42. I highly recommend them, guys. If you like Batman, if you liked Batman vs Superman. And thanks for watching, guys. God bless. Conquer with faith. Please subscribe, like, and follow me on Instagram, John the Conqueror 356.